What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Gridiron Bangahz. We got the Week 9 predictions coming at you with Jake and Brayden, and myself, Bryson, back again. Say what's up.
Hey, how's it?
Was it Bada?
All right, well, let's hop right into it. We're going to save, I know the first game, we're recording this Wednesday. Thursday Night Football is one of our boys' teams, so we're going to save that for another video. You'll notice a trend of kind of our teams will be in a separate video from all the other games. So this is just going to be all the other games on the slate aside from our teams. But getting right into it, this is going to be our kind of early start game. Probably not going to catch it with it being too early over in Germany. Like that the NFL's doing this. Definitely kind of brings some entertainment value and kind of going global and bringing the game to other countries. But yeah, we got Dolphins and Chiefs in Germany. Going to be the crack of dawn for some people, but I think we got a consensus on this one. Should be a good matchup. I think we all like the Chiefs. Chiefs are playing good this year. Last game, obviously they played rough. Broncos kind of got the best of them. I know the narrative coming out of that one was Mahomes. He had the flu. He was sick. Probably wasn't playing at 100%. And just, they struggled and he made some questionable passes. And Broncos just seemed to have a good day. And, it's kind of been that year of just breaking games of streaks being or not record breaking, but streaks being broken. Chiefs had won the last 16 and Broncos finally decided, all right, let's get that one win. And I think this is a good bounce back game. I think it's going to be a super heavy offensive game. We know the Dolphins' defense has kind of been questionable. I know they looked a little better last week. Jalen Ramsey coming back. He already has a pick, first game back. But I think the Chiefs' defense is just more complete as a whole. Miami's secondary maybe looks a little better, but I think the front seven of the Chiefs is a lot better. Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, those guys are pretty good, and we know what Mahomes can do. Like I said, it will be high scoring. I think we'll see, Tyreek Tua go off, but we'll see on the other side kind of a mirror Mahomes and Kelsey go off. I took the overs on passing yards for Mahomes and Tua. I think this is just going to be a back and forth. So cross my fingers on those, put them in a parlay. So I need them both to hit. But I don't know. You guys got anything else for this game?
Not really. No. Last week was I think they just had one of those games was they dropped, but they should be back to normal. Yeah, like you said, this should be a offensive performance, a shootout, hopefully. So yeah, that's about it.
We might have to keep an eye. I don't know if Taylor Swift's going to be in attendance. That might make a
Germany?
difference. Yeah, I don't
Woo!
know. I know some people might be saying
Hope
that's
not.
why they lost last week, but don't believe the hype out there. Anyway, all right, we'll move on to the next one. I think this another consensus. I'll let Brayden take this one. We got Vikings in Atlanta versus the Falcons. What you got?
Yeah. I for last week I would probably would have won Vikings, but we all got the Falcons in this one. Tough loss, losing Kirk. You know what he level he was playing at. Questionable MVP conversation candidate. Just wasn't getting the wins in my opinion, but definitely a huge loss. Now missing their QB1 and their wide receiver one. Jordan Addison looks great, but gonna question how that works with the new QB stepping in and Falcons. I mean, Desmond Ritter getting benched, I believe, but he wasn't playing the greatest anyway. I can't really see that offense getting too much worse because of QB play, but they still got Bijan, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, still got plenty of more talent on that offense to try and take it off the shoulders so it's not all on the quarterback that game. But yeah, Falcons still got a pretty good defense. I like some of the young players they have in Grady Jarrett and AJ Terrell. think they're up and comers. Vikings look like they're just kind of in sell now mode, or should be in sell now mode, because they're very gutted with injuries and just not much talent left around them.
Yeah, well, as much as I would like to bet on the Vikings, it's just tough with that rookie QB coming in. Although I will say that I feel like this is a game the Falcons could just throw. This is a very just Falcon type of game to lose. Very.
Seems like they shouldn't, but Arthur Smith might just
yeah, no,
somehow
Arthur
ruin
Smith
this.
is just a problem right now. Anyway, that's
Very
another
bad.
topic of conversation for another day. We'll hop right into the next one. Finally, Isaiah, you already know it's coming. This is going to be the first week we're actually all betting on the Saints. Bears in New Orleans versus the Saints. I'll let Jake take this one since he's mentioned it before that we kind of do Isaiah dirty.
Yeah, they had a great game last week. Really put on the offensive performance that I think everybody wanted to see, and I think that's going to continue going to this game against the Bears. I think Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill. I don't like him, but he's gonna put up some numbers. I think they're gonna do damage against that Bears team that is just they're one of the worst teams. That's really what it is. Quarterback. Yeah, Tyson Bagent's definitely not going to do the job. And honestly, this is just a game for the Saints to just keep on rolling. Continue to build that confidence, and yeah, I'd say that's it. Saints are just going to roll with this one. That's all I got.
Do we think Taysom Hill throws for 1 yard this game? His over is half a yard, or his projection is half a yard. So I took the over. He threw for 44 last game.
Yeah, it's the Bears. I mean,
I just feel like
say no.
I was just going off of the fact that last game, they finally had a decent looking win, and it involved Taysom Hill in the passing game. So I feel like maybe they're figuring out, okay, Taysom Hill is part of, not the recipe, but part of it.
I think it's it being Taysom
1 yard. 1 yard.
He pops off 2 games in a row, and then everyone's like, "Oh, they're gonna start using Taysom Hill now." And then
but the game before he had none. So I feel like this is that second game, and then the next week can be that.
I think they overused him. He's got to go back in the shadows and be forgotten again before he can pop off.
You're probably right. It's not consistent enough. You're right.
But
it's the Bears.
You're not making me feel good about my bet.
He's like Kuroko from Kuroko Basketball. He's getting too much attention now.
Not a lot of people might get that reference, but
the real ones will.
The real ones.
Yeah, Saints. We got the Saints on this one.
Yeah, we finally all got the Saints on this one. This might be the first week we all had them. Anyway, moving into the next one. Commanders versus the Patriots in New England. I think we have a split on this one, an odd man out, and that's going to be me. I will be taking the Commanders. I think the other guys are taking the Patriots. Not really, this is kind of like last week, another one of those just screw it picks. I know the Commanders just unloaded a lot of people on defense, at least the big names, Sweat and Young, but I still like Sam Howell. I think he can get it done offensively. And I don't like the Patriots. They look kind of rough right now, and they just lost their receiver 1 too. So I feel like this is a good chance for the Commanders to steal the win. And I prefer to bet on the Patriots, but I need to start taking those risky picks. So.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta throw them out there. This week had there was just not enough games that I could take a risk on, Like the Vikings, I couldn't take the Vikings. I just couldn't. I wanted to, but I couldn't. If it was Dobbs, I would. But
Joshua Dobbs, baby.
If it was Dobbs, I would have too.
But yeah, you guys, one of you guys want to give a spiel on the Patriots?
Yeah. You want me to, or you want
Sure,
to do it?
you go
You
ahead,
said
Jake.
yeah, so I assumed
Jake
you
said
were.
yes.
I
You
said
said yeah,
yeah,
and
and
then
then
you questioned
I saw
it.
I said yeah, then I saw Brayden like he's like all right.
I prefer not to talk good about the Patriots.
I mean, okay, my reasoning has more to do with the Commanders than the Patriots, but I think they're. I'm not saying they're putting it together, but they're figuring things out on offense. At least, getting Ramondre Stevenson back in. Maybe even just shuffling him and Zeke in. So yeah, I think they're figuring some things out. They're not quite where they want to be exactly, but again, my reasoning going to the Commanders is yes, they played great against us, but it's the only team that's played great against us. You know, the 2 games. Says before they played us last week, they dropped 7 on the Giants. So I mean, I like Sam Howell, but I can't really put too much stock into the Commanders and expecting them to go out and win these types of games because they just like I said, they just dropped 7 against the Giants, and every other team besides the Eagles they don't play well yet against. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be taking the Patriots if this just wasn't one I felt like I could take a risk on. But uh, moving on to the next one, we got the Seahawks in Baltimore versus the Ravens. Normally I'd throw this to Brayden, but you want me to take it since it's kind of you got no love lost for this team, or you want to take it?
You can take it.
All right, I'll take it. We won't make Brayden do it,
Thank you.
even though he makes me react to the Niners games.
Hey, you
They
said you
lost.
take
They
the
lost.
Niners
I'm just
game
kidding. I'm
if
just
they
kidding. I know. I'm
lost.
just messing.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you.
Uh,
When they lose, it's okay. When they lose.
You took the fun from all of us. Okay.
I know. I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, I think we're all taking the Ravens here. I think the Seahawks they look good. Obviously Brayden, his guy Jake Bobo. Um, we all like Bobo. He's been playing great. But yeah, the Seahawks look
Rookie of
good.
the year.
I don't know about that. Seahawks look good. They've been playing good football. They had a good win last week against the Browns. But I think the Ravens, we know what the Ravens are like. They've got it figured out finally. I think maybe a little bit of a slow start in the first 2-3 weeks, but they really kind of pulled it together. Zay Flowers has been playing great. Um, the new clear number one option, other than Mark Andrews, but um, I think the Ravens look a little better now that Mark Andrews isn't really just kind of the focal point of that offense. The running game isn't great, but it's not horrible. It's kind of okay. It does the job. Um, Gus Edwards, he's by no means is he like a big name running back. He's just one of those, does his job, kind of plays clean, and we know what Lamar can do in the running game, and he's been passing really well. Obviously, he had that phenomenal game against the Lions. Um, so I think the Ravens look good, and their defense looks really strong too. They definitely have been wreaking havoc on teams, and I think they're looking really strong in the AFC. They've been kind of quiet. Obviously, these big name teams with Mahomes and the Chiefs and the Dolphins have kind of led the narrative in the AFC, but I really think the Ravens are right there, and I think this will be a tough game. Um, good. I think the Seahawks will put up a fight, but I just like the Ravens too much right now. They just look too good. But if y'all don't have anything else, we can roll into the next one.
Well
Buccaneers,
said.
Buccaneers at the Texans. I think we were split on this one. Jake had the Bucks, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, we'll let you
I
go
did.
first, Jake.
I think that's just a turning point where I think the Bucks dropped the last 2, so I think they're gonna bounce back. Obviously, it was the Bills last week, so I think we all expected them to lose. So I expect the Bucks to bounce back. I think this is a easier opponent to probably get their confidence back up, just get things back on track. For the Texans, yeah, they lost last week. I think this was the week before. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they're gonna keep losing, but I think they're also just learning. Rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, right? I think they're just taking their lumps and learning. You know, taking some losses, even if they're gonna go losing streaks. I think they gotta learn. So they started off pretty hot. I think they're kind of cooling down right now, and I think eventually they'll bounce back. But I'm kind of just expecting them to stay a little bit cool. And yeah, this is gonna be a Bucks bounce back. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans.
Yeah, Brayden, you want to take this one for the Texans?
Yeah, I could take this one. Yeah, like Jake said, plenty of young talent on that Texans. I think they're kind of just still building chemistry, still getting kind of better, still gelling together. Um, I like the Texans mostly almost because they're at home. I think this is a good matchup for them. Baker Mayfield hasn't been having decent days, nothing too great. I like D'Amico Ryans as a head coach. I think he's defensive minded. I think he will kind of fool Baker a few times, at least get a few turnovers, and I can see Stroud playing just good enough to keep the game clean, win the turnover battle, and just get out of the stadium with the dub. I know they lost last week to the Panthers. Definitely a rough loss to have, but I kind of see them having a better bounce back than the Bucks right now. They did almost beat the Bills, questionable call at the end, but yeah, I'm just gonna bet the Texans at home is if there's fans in the crowd behind them, they'll get the job done in a close one.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Texans. I think it's kind of a combination of what you said, and then also I feel like they play like Stroud and just the team in general plays better against in games that like most people expect them to lose. Um, like the Steelers, I'd use it as an example. Sorry, Brayden, but I think most of us originally had a lot of people probably had the Steelers taking that one, and then they played Texans just played phenomenal out of their minds. So I feel like this is a kind of going to be a repeat of that. Did you add something, Jake? You look like you're about to say something.
He's gonna throw a pick this game.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Todd Bowles will make it happen.
he's it wouldn't I wouldn't put it past him.
I said
He's got
someone
to throw picks.
they're gonna win the turnover battle, is what I said. That was my main point.
I don't know about that. I'll find out.
Baker will be fooled.
All right. Well, we'll hop into the next one. This should be a funny one. We got the Cardinals in Cleveland versus the Browns. Um, I'll let Jake go first for the Browns here, and then I'll give my reasoning after.
I mean, this is a dominant Browns defense. We're going up against okay, not gonna say talentless, but just towards the bottom of the league with talent, right? You know, their quarterback is Clayton Tune, rookie quarterback. He's gonna get eaten alive. I think that's my main point in this. There's no way he's gonna survive this. He's just gonna be another name added to Myles Garrett's list of quarterbacks he's sacked, right, on his jersey. It's gonna be another name.
Tombstones.
Tombstone, is it Tombstones? I think I got mixed up with their quarterback one. I'm sorry, but yeah, and this is a dominant game from the defensive side. Really, just gonna I don't know. I can really see them generating multiple turnovers on this. You know, and then Browns offense. I don't think we expect Deshaun Watson to be playing, but a healthy PJ Walker at this point is a better bet to play than less than 100% Deshaun Watson at this point. So you should be able to run the offense fine against a Cardinals defense that allows like at least above 70% completion. I know we jinx Lamar, but still, I don't see that not changing. This is not a good Cardinals team. So
Well, for that sole reason, I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm betting on. I'm betting on. I know the guy I know nothing about, Clayton Tune.
see what he looks like.
I think so. Yeah. I at least know what he looks like, but
Okay.
I like know nothing like about his college and how he plays or really anything. And I don't like it, but whatever. I'm taking it just because I just feel like I don't know. The Browns could just drop a dud here.
Mm-mm.
Just because you say they're not, I feel like they will.
No, I really can't see it.
I'm
If
just
it was
I'm
Josh
just
Dobbs,
going I'm just going off of your like confidence.
if this was Josh
I
Dobbs,
hope they lose.
I would have some leeway in my mind, but mm-mm.
Oh, if it was Josh Dobbs, I'm going Cardinals.
I don't know. Clayton Tune all the way.
All right. I'd love to be wrong because that'd be something that's
I'm just
shocking.
yeah.
So
I'm just throwing.
Same.
I'm just
I hope
throwing like
Bryson's right.
I'm throwing darts out there that just blindly. I'm just closing my eyes and throwing them, hoping it lands. But yeah, that'll wrap up the first slate of morning games. First afternoon game. Got the. I think this one's going to be another interesting split one. The Colts versus the Panthers in Carolina. I'll let Brayden take this one for the Colts.
Yeah. I think the Colts still a really good team. Definitely quarterback play is their biggest kind of question mark, but the way that they're running the ball with Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor, two-headed backfield is just it's been looking really good. And both of them been putting up like almost both playable in fantasy, both putting up great stat lines at the end of the day. And Jonathan Taylor's just getting more and more acclimated to this offense since coming back. So I just can't see the Panthers really stopping that run game. And as long as Gardner Minshew doesn't have to be put the ball in his hands too much, I think he has a good enough game. Still a great backup to have starting. I believe in Gardner, but in
damn, hating on Gardner.
huh?
Damn, hating on Gardner.
I didn't hate on Gardner. I'm just saying don't put the ball in his hand too much. It's not that quarterback. But yeah, Colts got a great defense too. Still got a good amount of pieces. And Panthers, yeah, you got your first win. Congrats on that. You won't end the season winless, but still got growing pains with having rookie quarterback and just I don't know. I just don't see the talent. I can't see Adam Thielen beating the Colts single-handedly.
Yeah, I don't hate that, but the Panthers have all the momentum right now. Got their first win, and the whole team is hyped. They're hot right now. They're feeling it. They're feeling themselves, and they're about to clutch up again, go back to back. This is their Super Bowl right here, and then I don't care if they lose for the rest of the year. Whatever, wouldn't put it past them. But this one game, they're like, you thought we weren't going to win a game? We won one. You thought we weren't going to win two? We're going to win two. So I'm going Panthers all the way. No doubt.
You don't even believe it.
I'll put money on it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that. Because knowing
That's as far as it goes.
knowing this, they'll drop a dud. Yeah, knowing this, they're going to sell me. But yeah, I got to believe just for my sanity. I don't like in reality I don't, but I got to project it out there. Put it out into the universe.
Make it into existence.
Yeah. But next up, second afternoon game. Very interesting kind of two weird teams right now. We got the Giants in Las Vegas versus the Raiders. I forgot who's taking the Raiders.
You, Brayden.
Got the Raiders.
All right. No, I was gonna take Giants. I think I originally said Raiders, but um, I'm probably gonna go Giants here. So I'll just start this one off. I don't like the Giants, but I think just I don't like the Raiders either. Connell, don't think he's that good. I mean, we know Devontae is a great receiver, but I still think O'Connell is gonna kind of struggle. I know the Giants are really bad right now, and they don't have all the pieces that they had at one point. Waller's out. I know they just kind of traded away some defensive players. But Daniel Jones is coming back. I think this is a good stage for him to have a return game. Not a great team, kind of a even matchup in terms of, both of these teams are not great right now. But I think if he's relatively healthy, I think this is a good chance for him to make a statement like, "Hey, I'm still relevant." They had a nice little run with Taylor, but I don't know. Who knows if Taylor hadn't got hurt? I wonder who would be starting. But yeah, I just don't like the Raiders right now. I don't like either team, but I don't like the Raiders more after just firing both head coach and GM. I think they're kind of just not in a good position right now.
The winner of this will have momentum for the next game. But I think the Raiders have the most momentum, actually. I'm going to be honest with you. They're probably ecstatic that they got Josh McDaniels out of there.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like picking this game either.
Yeah. Well, I got the Raiders, and like Jacob just said, I think the guy who's the happiest about those guys leaving is Devontae. So, and Jimmy G's not playing, so there's no way McDonald, whatever his name is, can
O'Connell.
play worse.
You had it right.
Does not matter his name.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
Devontae ended with 1 catch for like 11 yards. There's no way McDonald does worse.
O'Connell.
O'Connell.
You keep
McConnell,
saying
whatever.
McDonald.
I don't know. It's one of the two.
Ronald
But yeah,
McDonald down here.
I expect a decent game from Devontae. Definitely not going to be one of the Devontae-like games, but I think he's going to have himself a pretty good day. Just, going to be used, especially any quarterback that goes in there knows that Devontae's the favorite target. He's going to win a lot of those 50-50 balls, and just, he's going to make you look better as a quarterback if you throw it his way a lot. So I got that. Josh Jacobs still a great running back. Kind of a down year, but going against that defense, I'm not too worried about it. Giants just traded away one of their best defensive linemen, and yeah, kind of liking their offense a little bit better. And on the defensive side, Raiders defense been playing well. I mean, they didn't have a great game against the Lions, but it never really got out of hand, even though how bad their offense was playing. It was a 2-score game, and honestly, if Garoppolo just made 1 or 2 of those throws to Devontae Adams, that game could have been a nail biter to the end. So that defense was keeping them in it, and just I love Danny Dimes, but got nothing without
Wow.
Darren Waller, and Jalen Hyatt's been looking good, but that's really your only option right now. And I mean, Saquon's gonna have himself a decent day, but I'm gonna bet more on that Raiders just bounce back after losing their head coach and their GM, because seems like they all should be happy and free of that.
Wait, let me tell you why the Giants are going to win. Because we put out the Bengals curse already. We put out into existence. The Giants scored 4 touchdowns, passing touchdowns on the year. Just 4. The whole NFC East, all their quarterbacks threw 4 last week.
Oh, I see that. Yeah,
So to correct itself, Daniel Jones will throw 4 touchdowns.
this is coming from the offense that had negative 9 yards passing last week.
Exactly. That's why it's going to happen. He's going to throw 4 touchdowns, and then universe will fix itself just like that.
McConnell will throw 5 then.
Exactly. Watch it be a game of the week. That would be funny.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
wait, was McConnell the same one that went in against the
O'Connell.
O'Connell.
Was he the same one that came in for the 49ers game last year?
No, he's a rookie.
No, he's a rookie, yeah.
No, that you're talking about Jared Stidham.
Jared
Last night. But yeah, I hope this is a good game. Father-in-law and sister-in-law's boyfriend are going to that game, so I hope they have fun.
Nice.
A lot of stress both of them are gonna have.
Oh man.
It should be a good one.
I hope so. I hope it's exactly what we just predicted. 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
That was gonna be a bad game.
It's gonna hurt because I'm probably benching Devontae in every league, but We'll see.
All right, moving on. We got our Sunday night football. Bills versus the Bengals in Cincinnati. I think one of us was an odd man out here. I'll let Jake start with the with who you got.
Going, oh, I know you went with the Bills. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
I
Braden's
mean, I think
taking the
the Bengals.
Bills.
I'm the odd man out.
Oh, you're the other man out. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm taking the Bengals. Seems like they're back. After mantling the Niners like that. Joe Burrow he's ripped them apart. Honestly, just dissected that defense. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna continue. He's gonna continue that dominance against this Bills defense that's really just injury riddled. Yes, they traded for Russell Douglas, but he's still got to learn that playbook. So give him some time, but regardless, I think the Bengals are just gonna. I think they'll have their number. Not saying they're gonna just dominate the entire game. I think obviously Josh Allen, he's gonna get his. He's gonna run, throw, whatever he's gonna do. Whatever he always does. Gonna score either way, and it's gonna be a close game. But I think the Bengals just edge him out. Joe Burrow, like I said, playing good, and Coach Lou is doing good. I think he'll continue.
Yeah, I'm the only one here for the Bills, and it's probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I believe I'm betting on the better quarterback in this game. Um, like I said, Josh Allen loves to play to his competition, and this is one of the better competitions, so I just see him having a day. I like the Bengals defense, but I still have a lot of questions on their consistency and just how they have their games, and they sometimes just really don't have their games. And I mean, this ain't Brock Purdy. They're not going to be really just cherry picking that big 2 picks, 3 picks. I see Josh Allen having a pretty clean day, maybe one might not even be his fault, but I really like what Josh Allen's been doing this season. James Cook's been running the ball pretty well, and Stephon Diggs has been a problem. And Gabe Davis even looks like he's being used in that offense. And just even Dalton Kincaid is finally getting used more. He's had 2 great games. I think he's definitely going to be. I've been a fan of him since the preseason, so love seeing him finally be used. Defensive side of the ball, yeah, definitely not up to the Niners level. Questions, there's definitely a lot of injuries in there, but expecting that offense to pull it out and that defense to make 1 or 2 timely stops when they need it most. Don't got to play great, just got to make the plays when you need it the most. Other hand, Bengals, yeah, they've been playing really great. Liked what they did against the Niners. Betting against them, just being a Steelers fan as well a little bit, but yeah, should be a good game. But I'm just betting on Josh Allen continuing his MVP season, in my opinion.
The inferior quarterback. Got it.
What?
Huh? The inferior quarterback is what I said.
We'll see about that on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see. I think this one's going to be a good game. One of the bigger games of the week. Obviously,
Finally.
yeah, definitely a big matchup.
Yeah,
Other than
Sunday
the
night.
Chiefs Dolphins. I think that's probably the only other. Well, there are a few other big games, but at least of these ones we're going over right now. Last but not least, we got our Monday Night Football. We got the Chargers in New York versus the Jets. I think I'll start this one. I think I'm the odd man out here. I'm going to take the Jets. Chargers. I mean, I like the Chargers, but they're just kind of just haven't been playing as well as they did last year. Combination of, for some reason, quarterbacks just tend to have bad games when they're up against Zach Wilson. I don't know what it is. It's just the Zach Wilson curse. Uh, but no, I don't hate the Jets here, actually. I like their defense. We know what their defense could do. We know their defense just causes problems for elite quarterbacks. and I don't think Herbert's going to have that great of a day today. Obviously, we saw Sauce Gardner is back, and we know what he can do, and that secondary looked really good without him so far this season. And we know their front seven is really strong. Their young guys on the defensive line are really good. Both Williams are really good, and I like Brees Hall being, looking phenomenal, coming back off of that injury. I know there were a lot of questions of where he was going to be at in terms of efficiency and the production. And he's, it took him a few games to kind of figure it out, but he's been playing out of his mind, I think, the last few games. And that backfield is still pretty strong with Dalvin Cook there too. But we know Brees Hall is obviously he's the lead. But yeah, he looks really good. And I don't hate Zach Wilson when you have a young up and coming, one of the best young up and coming receivers, Garrett Wilson. You just got to make the easy throws when you get them. And I think the Chargers defense has just kind of been kind of weird and inconsistent this year. They've had, a few big games where they just play out of their mind. Obviously, that one game, Khalil Mack, he had like those 6 sacks, and then they kind of just are non-existent in other games. But yeah, I don't love the Jets here, but just a home game and just with how kind of off year the Chargers are having, and with how good the Jets defense is at just causing problems for good quarterbacks, I definitely like the Jets here. I don't know
You want to take this one, Brayden?
which one of y'all wants to take the Chargers.
Sure, I'll take the Chargers. I mean, I'm taking the Chargers just based off of that performance last week by the Jets. Just really wasn't great. Barely got by that game. Went to overtime with a team that had -9 yards passing the day. So, yeah, that was a struggle. Also, the ton of injuries in the game on both sides, especially the Jets. I know they think they lost like 2 or 3 linemen that game. I think 2 of them. Don't know how extensive those injuries are, but yeah, Brees Hall didn't have the best game running. I expect him to bounce back a little bit, but I don't think Zach Wilson does enough to get this win. Justin Herbert still playing great, not winning the games we thought he'd be winning, but still putting up pretty solid stat line days. Austin Eckler's just getting healthier. Definitely got used more last week, and kind of seeing the old Austin Eckler where you're used to seeing having at least one receiving touchdown, if not multiple. So I think he starts to continue bouncing back. I like Keenan Allen, but I'm not going to talk him that much because he is going to go against Sauce, and we all know who the better one in at least this stage of their careers, definitely. But yeah, I'm just going to believe Herbert figures it out. Him and Austin Eckler probably have a good game. Probably 2 touchdowns, I think, is going to be enough to win this game, in my opinion. Just that Jets offense is struggling. As long as you can contain Brees Hall, yeah, you have a good chance of winning these games.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think it'll be another interesting game as well.
A lot better primetime games than last week.
Yeah, some pretty decent slate of games. But that's going to wrap up our first string of games. Obviously, all of them except for our teams. So we'll have those in separate videos. Check those out. We also can have another video this week of just kind of going over some news around the league, trades and just certain teams and kind of their situations going forward for the rest of the year. But yeah, be sure to check those out. But yeah, this is gonna wrap up this one. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out all our socials. The Instagram is the same name. We usually post daily, just kind of news, updates, injuries, kind of just all the happenings in the NFL. And shoots, we'll see you all in the next one.
Shoots.
Oops.